I never thought that it would come to this. I never thought that it would be me, that I would be that one suicidal freak about to jump to his death from the top of a parking structure. But here I am. After all I've been through, after all the good and all the bad, I made my decision. Life changes too quickly. 1 second, things are great, and life seems perfect. But the next, everything falls apart. It's like, for all your happy times, the world just gives you an equal amount of crap to balance it out. I've had too many good times. My life has been too perfect. So now, the world has to, well, balance it out. But I guess I've never been much of a balanced person. It all started to fall apart after getting that call. Hearing my dad sobbing, telling me, "Son, it's your mother." My heart sank. She was in an accident. I never got to say goodbye. I was never able to tell her that I loved her just one last time. It tore me up. It tore us both up. I mean, how was I supposed to react to something like this? My whole life had been some fantasy. I was the picture-perfect kid, straight A's, good athlete, loving family. This was the first bad news that I ever really heard, and I had no idea how to handle myself. How was I even supposed to process what had happened? My dad took the news of my mom's death even worse. He held it together fine at first, but after a while the heartbreak got to him. So, he turned to alcohol. He didn't even talk to me about any of it. I probably could have helped him. We could have helped each other. But instead, he went out and found another form of comfort. And I had to watch it all. I had to witness my own father's life slip away with every drink. There was nothing I could do about it. He chose to ruin his own life, whereas my life ruined itself.
Okay, so the guy, he's like banging on the car window, and the woman's trying to start the car, and she has her baby like all over the floor of the car, and she finally gets it to start, and she puts in reverse and slams on the gas and like crushes the baby's head, and like guts go everywhere, and it's freaking disgusting, dude.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, man, and then later, he goes back inside and cuts the fat dude's kneecaps out.
I was alone. I only had one friend to turn to, one last chance at sanity. It turned out he never really cared about me. All he cared about were laughs and giggles. He had heard about the death of my mom. He had seen the beer bottles collecting at my house. He knew what I must be going through. He didn't bother to ask, though. He was too caught up in telling me about the latest horror movie. That's when I realized that I was truly alone.
Yeah, so this one, it's like way better than the previous one. The map is like 4 times as big, and instead of one playable character, you have 3 in this one, and each one has their own unique backstory. So there's Franklin, and he's like, you're like typical gangster, raised in the hood, trying to make like a big name for himself. And then there's Trevor, and he lives out in the desert, and he's like insane, and he's Canadian and stuff. And
I seriously don't care about any of this. My mom just died and my dad's an alcoholic, and you don't even seem to care. Why don't you show some sensitivity to your only friend for a change?
Really, dude? Why don't you shut up, okay? All you do is talk about your problems and you dampen the mood with your issues, okay? Lighten up.
Dude, what the hell? You've been my only friend my entire life. We've known each other since we were kids, and you're about to throw it all away so that you don't have to face any real issues? Why don't you grow up and stop living in your fantasy world?
Jesus, dude, stop being such a baby, okay? You're just trying to bring me down with you. Learn how to be a man, you freak.
As if all of this wasn't enough, my one friend, in an instant, ended my life as an athlete. I know that I lashed out at him. I know that I was a bit of a jerk, but I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve any of it. My mom didn't deserve her fate. My dad didn't deserve to lose her. And I didn't deserve the destruction that would soon come. Or maybe I did. Maybe this was all supposed to happen. Maybe everything that happened, my whole life, was just some sick joke played on me by the world. None of this is fair. I didn't ask for what I was given, and I sure as hell didn't ask for what I lost. Balance. It all has to balance out. The good and the bad. There has to be a balance. But why? I'm so sick of living this way. I'm sick of being controlled. I'm sick of having everything decided for me. I'm sick of it all. So yeah, call me weak for choosing suicide as a final option. Make fun of me for jumping off a parking structure. See if I care. I've never been much of a balanced person anyway.